All right. Well, I guess we are live. I was waiting for the the intro music to get going here. Let me see if I can find that here. There we go. That's not it. Where did it go? Where did it go? That's a great question. It's gone. The intro is gone. It was here and now it's gone. This is a first and we are live. And I'm trying to find it. And it's not there. Okay. Well, anyway, here we go. Welcome to the Mavs postcast on this Monday night. Your team every day, and in our case, your team every game. I'm Jeff Biggs. I apologize for the technical difficulties. That's why I was not here on Saturday. I've had a couple little glitches here, which is nothing that you need to be concerned about, but we're back with you now. We are live. Thank you for watching Locked On Sports Dallas, your destination after every single game. You can also find us on the Locked On Mavs podcast feed. And a reminder that today's episode is brought to you by FanDuel. Right now, new FanDuel customers can get $150 in bonus bets if your first $5 bet wins. All right, coming up on this show tonight, we want to hear from you via the comment crew. So please jump in. Want to get your thoughts. We will, of course, talk about Kyrie Irving, the All-Star, Max Christie celebrating birthday number 22, and we'll try to find out if we have any kind of update at all on the injury to Daniel Gafford. But the Bigs takeaway for this one has to be the finish in what was kind of fair to say. I mean, you look at this game as kind of a must-win, right? All things considered, with what's going on and the injuries and everything else. You get a team like Sacramento at home where they've not been starting well. They brought in Zach LaVine. They got rid of Fox. I mean, they're just kind of a mess. This is a team that, shorthanded or not, on your home floor, you want to pounce on and you want to jump on them and you want to make sure that you get a win. But instead of a win in Big D, tonight was all about double D, as in DeMar DeRozan, the former USC Trojan, a season high 42 points. I mean, he went off in this game and literally was unstoppable down the stretch. Of course, split the double team for what turned out to be the game-winning shot, and that is it. 129-128, the final in overtime, as the Mavs suffer a really in a month of filled with tough losses, and we're only on February 10th. But what's been just a brutal stretch of games post-Christmas for this Mavs team. They fall tonight 129-128. And the frustrating thing is that the Mavs had it. I mean, they had a chance to win it. They were up by double digits in the fourth quarter, even with the injury to Daniel Gafford. And they went into the OT, and they're going to go back and they're going to look at the film and they're going to see just some wasted possessions and just missed opportunities. And that's got to be frustrating. And also, it just on the flip side of that, though, it's like you can only get so mad because for Jason Kidd and the staff, I mean, just every game you just have no idea who's going to play or who's going to be able to play. You try to adjust on the fly. You try to mix and match. You try to find things in that. Now, for the life of me, and I'm glad that they kind of figured it out late in the overtime, but those early possessions of the OT, you got Omax taking corner threes and Kessler Edwards trying to get shots, and you're thinking, where's Christie? Where's Klay? Where's Najee? Where's the offense? Let's get these guys going. Let them get the ball. Let's get some of your big time players to get some shots. They finally did, but then when they needed to get a stop defensively, they were not able to do so, and ended up, the double team veteran move by DeMar DeRozan just went for the fake, cut right through them, put up the shot, and that was it. And even with Spencer getting the ball late, they could not get off a good shot there at the end. When Spencer, I know there was only a few seconds left, but it's tough. I mean, they're shorthanded, and you try to do the best that you can with the cards that you have and the players that you have, but it's just, man, no PJ, no Gafford, no AD. And I'm not making excuses. It's tough. And the flip side too, you have to give DeMar DeRozan credit. I mean, he's a veteran guy, has a lot of pride, a champion, and I think teams now for this stretch, when they come in and they face the Mavs and they know there's no AD, there's no Lively, Luka's gone, maybe PJ will play. We'll see about Daniel Gafford, but I mean, teams can go and take the floor and feel comfortable and confident that they can do what they want to do and feel comfortable about just letting it rip and playing with house money and not feeling that kind of pressure to perform, because they know that the Mavs are shorthanded and they should be able to to step up their game. And to their credit, to the Kings' credit, once Gafford went out, I mean, they knew it was attack the basket, attack the rim, drive, go. And for the most part, that's what they did, aside from DeMar DeRozan, who kept knocking down those shots. And so now, you're Jason Kidd and the staff, and it's like, really, you've got a day off tomorrow where you can probably get in a light practice, and then you have a back-to-back Wednesday and Thursday. Then you have the All-Star break, and you get a little bit of time, and then you'll have a little bit of time before you begin with that Friday night game coming out of the break. But, you'll have to see who's going to be available then, and then you just hope to try to work on some practice and try to coach these guys up and try to find some chemistry and some unity, on both ends of the floor as best you can. But it's tough, man. This was a tough one. I mean, this is one, you had a huge win in Boston, the roller coaster debut for Anthony Davis, the great start, and then the injury, and then to come into this one. And I mean, the Mavs, look, they started well, good first quarter, second quarter, not so much. It was tied at halftime. Third quarter, okay, good. They had some runs. You're feeling pretty good. But then in the fourth, that's when Sacramento really kind of got their confidence. They started hitting shots, and then all of a sudden they kind of sensed, hey, you know what? We might be able to win this game. And they started playing a little bit better on defense, kind of figured a couple things out. But really, I mean, it was just literally from an offensive standpoint, other than rebounding, for the bigs, it was all DeMar DeRozan. I mean, it was just literally, I mean, he just pretty much scored every point down the stretch for Sacramento, and the Mavs really couldn't stop him. I mean, that's simple. Even with a double team, which you you knew every possession down the stretch he was going to get the ball. Still, I mean, even Max Christie did a great job on one of the shots at the end of regulation. And when a guy's hot like that, sometimes you just have to take it. But they went for the double team, and they could not stop. He split the double team. I mean, how often do you see that? Not very often. So 129 to 128 is the final. Again, want to hear from you via the comment crew. I'm guessing that a lot of people are probably watching Luka's Laker debut, which is going on right now. So I get it. Totally get that. But we're going to be here for a little while longer. So if you want to jump in and be a part of the show via the comment crew, please do so. We would love to hear from you. This is the Locked On Mavs postcast. All right. So with that said, that's not the one that I wanted to pull up. So let me try this one. We are having a fun night tonight, aren't we? That's not it either. Let's go with this one. There we go. Nope, that's not either. Where is the one that I did earlier? Okay. Hang with me here. Hold on. That's not it. That's not it. Okay. Well, I told you when I was getting ready to do the game on Saturday, I had an issue with my computer that I had not experienced before. Not that you care, but still kind of dealing with this situation here right now. So hang with me. What I'm going to do right now is tell you about our friends at Skims. And, when I found out that Skims was making underwear for men, I confess I was intrigued. I mean, I've heard so much about their quality from friends and family, and so I had to give it a try. Well, let me tell you, it lives up to the hype. I've always had certain issues with underwear, fit, comfort, or just finding the right style for me, and Skims changed all that. Their men's line offers something for everyone, from boxer briefs to classic briefs, all designed with the perfect balance of comfort and style. So I tried this is what I tried. I tried the Skims stretch brief. Want to make sure I get it right. It's the stretch brief. Okay. In high school, I was a boxers guy. In college, I switched to boxer briefs, but until now, never been a briefs guy before. And once I tried the Skims stretch brief, I don't think there's any going back. They're sleek, lightweight, super comfortable, almost feels like you're wearing nothing at all, but I'm still kept fully secure where it matters most. So trust me, when it comes to underwear, I've now tried them all, and Skims is the best to do it. So shop Skims Men's at skims.com and Skims stores. Let them know we sent you. Okay, after you place your order, select podcast in the survey and select our show in the drop-down menu that follows. And if you're looking for the perfect gift for your Valentine or for yourself, Skims just launched their best Valentine's shop ever, available in sizes for women, men, kids, and even pets. All right, so give it a call, give them a try, check it out at Skims. Okay, welcome back to the Mavs postcast on this Monday night. I'm Jeff Biggs. Wish it was after a win tonight. I know we had a lot of fun after the Thursday night win in Boston. And again, my apologies that I was not with you on Saturday. Inside my computer, there's like this power thing. And I guess after a while, like those shut down or they break down. And so by the time I was able to find out what was going on, because of the early start, there was no way that I could get that repaired. But I'm back with you, back here for the rest of the homestand, and excited to, anytime I get kind of down and I think about like a loss like tonight, you start thinking about, okay, well, what's going to happen when this team gets fully healthy, and then you can start to think of just the domino effect and what this team could be. I don't know. It just, there have been so many injuries and so many issues. It's like this team has just been going uphill so much and so often. You just, I give them credit though. And Jason Kidd talked about it before the game. And I've said this before, that if you're a player, or if you're Jay Kidd, or if you're on the staff, a lot of the stuff that we kick around or we talk about or chirp about or we get into, from a player's standpoint, you can't think about any of that stuff. You have to focus on your next game, your next opponent, your next possession. What are you doing? And so that's the way it is. That's how they have to be. But man, it's to say that it would be, understandable to get a little bit discouraged. I think would be fair. I don't think the players are. I really don't. I think they're trying. They're doing everything that they can. They're just shorthanded. I don't know what moves were discussed after the Luka trade, if there were any other options that the Mavs were looking into, that they were hoping to do. As I said, we can talk about, well, hey, I think the Mavs should do this, and they should do this, and they should do that. And that's great. I mean, I love that. I love the ideas. I love the aggression and the desire. But again, you can wish, till you're blue in the sky. But if you don't have another team that's going to trade with you or give you what you want or desire, then it really doesn't matter. And so at the end of the day, the Mavs did not make any other moves. And so you have to wonder, did they try? Were they close? But it's just, man, I mean, already without Lively, and of course without AD, and now with Gafford with this knee injury, at this point, you're hoping that, I'm hoping, when the fact that he was able to put a little bit of pressure, you're hoping that, okay, just don't be a tear or, a full blown knee injury. I mean, a tweak, a sprain, a hyperextension, you want to shut him down, let him rest for the All-Star break. That's fine, but not another, season ending situation. I mean, that would just be beyond words. So we'll have to wait and see. We'll have to wait and see what the update is on Daniel Gafford and his knee. I think AD is going to be out for a long stretch, but maybe, best case scenario, maybe if they somehow, some way can get everybody back, late March, at the end of March, and still have a good chunk of games in April to get ready for the playoffs, because they don't need 2 months. I mean, I've said this before. Teams can go into April and literally flip the switch if they're good enough. I mean, not every team. I mean, you have to have star players that know how to play and all that. But I don't know. It's just the fact that they have not been able to play. But we got a great glimpse on Saturday, and so you hope that this team can find a way to get together. There's a lot to coach. I mean, you're looking at the roster, right? And I mean, Kessler Edwards, I thought actually had one of his better games of the season tonight. Only had 6 points, but I mean, he was playing hard. He was trying to make an impact on both ends of the floor. Uh, Seemed more comfortable. Seemed like he was in tune with his teammates with what they were trying to do. That was good. Kyrie, a very quiet 30 tonight. Couple of threes. Kyrie's, I don't know how much of it is his shoulder or his back, but man, he's missing shots that he was making earlier in the season. That's a negative, and I don't mean that critically. I'm just saying factually. And then number two, man, he is still, I mean, he's taken some hard hits and some hard falls on a lot of his drives. I mean, he's been really, trying to lead the team by example, but he's taken a lot of hard hits, and that worries, that concerns you when you see him taking that kind of beating. Klay, nice to see him hit that big three that, I think the Mavs I think everybody thought, is that going to be the game winner? And it wasn't because of the DeMar DeRozan. Dante Exum, kind of a step back for Dante. I thought he's been getting better and better and better tonight, though. And I know he has a sore Achilles right now. I don't know how much of a factor that was. 19 points for Dante, 19 minutes, 5 points, 19 minutes, 1 3, 0 for 4 at the free throw line. Omax, I mean, for the struggles that he has had of late under the basket, he ended up with 16 points. Najee had a very quiet 9, but they were big shots for Najee. That one that he had in the overtime was huge, and you're seeing his stamina and just his confidence come back after missing all those games with illnesses. But boy, it would be great if they could really have more from Najee on a nightly basis. Kyler Kelly got in there for a minute. They were trying to use him, and they just it's kind of a rite of passage in the NBA. When you're a young guy, you're just going to get crushed with fouls. I mean, that's just the way it is. You're not going to get any calls, and all the calls are going to go against you. Spencer Dinwiddie, 20 points off the bench, a couple of tough misses, but it was good. Max Christie, I was wondering, and I say this, during the overtime when the Mavs had those 3 straight empty possessions, I was literally talking out loud saying, where's Klay? Where's Max? Where's Najee? Let's get that offense going. And sure enough, right, like literally 30 seconds after I said that, he hit the 3 to put them up 121 to 120. And so Max ended up with 15 points in 35 minutes. So he's playing a lot of minutes, and he's just, I said it the other night, I mean, he's fun to watch, and you get excited thinking about his future. I mean, he is just a really, really good player. And Jaden Hardy got in there, ended up with 4 points in 9 minutes, missed his only 3-point attempt. Good to see him getting back in there. Don't know what's going to happen with Dante and that Achilles issue. Again, anything they can do to give Kyrie a little bit of a break from all the ball handling is big. And so we'll see about Jaden Hardy's role. But that was, look, I mean, J Kidd and the staff, they're trying to get everybody out there and trying to find something that sticks. And it looked like, I mean, they were on their way. They were up by double digits in the fourth quarter, and they could not finish, they could not stop DeMar DeRozan. And then in the OT, not only did they not stop him with the double team, they just had too many possessions where they did not score, and that's all it takes to lose by 1 point, 129 to 128. All right, we'll take our final timeout, and when we return, we'll wrap things up. This is the Mavs Postcast. All right, well, when the game tips off, the NBA action is just getting started, and there is no better place to get in on it than FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook. With FanDuel, you can place live bets throughout the game. So even if you miss the opening tip-off or you want to bet on a fourth quarter comeback, you can stay in the action. And if you're looking for a bigger payout, you can even combine your live bets into a same-game parlay. Now, the one thing cool about FanDuel's live betting feature is it keeps every moment of the game exciting. So if you're backing your team for a late game rally or picking a player to hit a clutch three, you never feel like you missed a chance. Plus, the app is easy to use, and when you win, you get paid instantly. So right now, new FanDuel customers can get $150 in bonus bets if your first $5 bet wins. Just visit FanDuel.com to join today. That's FanDuel.com for your shot at $150 in bonus bets. Make every moment more with FanDuel, the official sports betting partner of the NBA. All right, our final segment here of the Mavs Postcast on a Monday night. Jeff Biggs, thanks for hanging with me. Again, we'll be back with you a little bit later after a later tip on Wednesday night when the Mavs welcome in Steph and the Warriors, which should be a fun game. And, of course, Jimmy Butler, too. And then the next night they get to play the Heat without Jimmy Butler in that game. But, yeah, Wednesday night will be fun. We'll see about Daniel Gafford and his status and what he's able to do. And don't know the severity of P.J. Washington's ankle sprain. The fact that he was not able to play tonight was not good. Maybe he'll come back. I'm thinking probably with 2 games before the All-Star break, he'll sit out the rest, spend some time with his new son, and get ready to return for the second half when they come back a week from Friday. But we'll see. Hey, we'll find out what's going on. Tough one tonight, though. They fall to the Kings 129 to 128. A lot of good little takeaways in the game. Also, some little things that they're going to have to work on. They're going to have to find a way to get some of these groupings on the practice floor together to kind of figure out some ways that they can play together, sets that they can run, opportunities to keep the ball moving and not have possessions like we saw in the OT where they barely, had to launch up a 3 at the buzzer, to try to salvage a possession. That's not going to work. And hopefully we'll get some good news on Daniel Gafford and his right knee, and that it won't be serious. Hope and pray for that. All right. Thank you for hanging with me tonight. We'll be back with you again on Wednesday night. Once again, our final score: the Mavs fall to the Kings in overtime, 129 to 128. This has been the Mavs Postcast.